There is a skull in South Africa with 2 holes in it. They are round, clean, set a precise distance apart, on the top of the head near the back. For years nobody could explain them. Then a scientist held up the lower jaw of a leopard found in the same cave, and turned it over and lowered the 2 long canine teeth toward the holes. They fit. That skull belonged to one of your relatives. An early human, walking around East Africa about 1.8 million years ago. And the last thing that happened to them is that something took the back of their head in its mouth and carried them off, and the direction it carried them was down, into a cave, under a tree, where leopards drag things they want to eat in peace. We call the fossil SK54. The person had a life. We know almost nothing about it. We know exactly how it ended. And here's the part that should sit strangely with you. That leopard did not do this at noon. You know this feeling. You get up in the night for a glass of water and you don't turn the hall light on because you're an adult and it's your own house and you've walked this floor 10,000 times. And somewhere between the bedroom door and the kitchen, in the dark, in complete safety, something in your chest tightens anyway. You override it. You always do. But you notice that you had to. Why is that still there? Why does a room you own, in a building with a locked door, in a city with streetlights and police and no leopards for 8,000 kilometers, still register as a place where you should probably be paying attention? The answer is that your body is not confused. It is doing exactly what it was built to do. And by the end of this, you'll understand why the fear of the dark may be one of the most rational things about you. Start with what you actually are. You are a daylight animal. Your eyes are extraordinary instruments. Color, depth, fine detail, a face read across a room in a fraction of a second. Almost everything your brain does, it does with light. Something like 1/3 of your cortex is involved in vision. You are, more than almost any other mammal, a creature that lives by seeing. And then the sun goes down, and that entire system quietly fails, not gracefully. Your night vision is genuinely poor. No reflective layer behind the retina like a cat's, that mirror that catches headlights and throws them back at you as green fire. You don't have one. The leopard does. So here is the situation your ancestors were in every single night of their lives, for millions of years. Their best sense goes offline. The animals that hunt them keep theirs. That is not a fear. That is an accounting problem. And we have data on it now, which is where this gets uncomfortably concrete. A team led by the ecologist Craig Packer assembled the largest set of lion attacks on humans ever put together, hundreds of them, from Tanzania. They wanted to know whether darkness actually changes your odds, or whether that's just something people say. It changes your odds. Lions were most dangerous to people when the moon was faint or already below the horizon. The same darkness that lions used to hunt zebra, they used to hunt us. The risk isn't a feeling about the dark. The risk is the dark. Now, be careful with this. Those are modern lions in modern Tanzania, not a video of the Pleistocene. And the moonlight picture is messier than the neat version. Other researchers, reviewing dozens of nocturnal species, found lions are actually less active on the very brightest nights. Nature rarely gives you a clean rule. But the core finding stands: when the light goes, human beings get easier to kill. Your ancestors did not have this study. They had something better. They had the memory of it, written into the nervous system of everyone who survived long enough to have children. So put yourself there. It's a hillside in East Africa. The light is going, not slowly, the way it does at higher latitudes, but fast, the way it does near the equator. 20 minutes, and it's finished. You are in a small group, maybe 20 people. Some of them are children. Nobody has a wall. Nobody has a door. There is no such thing as a door. And as the light drains out of the landscape, your entire party goes quiet and starts doing the same thing, listening. Because listening is what you have left. Every advantage you had an hour ago, spotting movement in the grass at 200 meters, reading the ground, seeing what's coming, all of it just evaporated. You are now a slow, soft, weak-jawed animal, in the open, with excellent hearing, in a landscape that contains at least 3 things that would like to eat you and can all see better than you can. The night is 14 hours long. You have to be alive at the end of it. And this is where I want you to feel something the fossil record can't quite say out loud. The people in that group knew. Not as an abstraction. They knew personally. They had lost someone this way. Somebody's mother, somebody's child, taken out of a sleeping group, and the sound of it, and then the silence after. That's not a story I'm inventing for effect. That's what SK-54 is. Somebody's kid, with 2 holes in the skull. The fear of the dark isn't superstition passed down through folklore. It's a conclusion, reached correctly, by people who had the evidence in front of them. So the system got built, and you can still measure it running. In the 1990s, a psychologist named Christian Grillon put healthy adult volunteers in a room and played sudden bursts of noise, sometimes with the lights on, sometimes in complete darkness. He was measuring the startle reflex, the involuntary flinch, the blink, the thing that happens before you have any opinion about it. In the dark, the flinch got bigger. Same people. Same noise. Same actual danger, which was 0. Just the lights. Nobody in that room believed there was a leopard. Belief had nothing to do with it. Their conscious minds knew they were in a research building at a university in Connecticut. Their bodies had not been informed and would not be taking questions. And more recent work suggests something even stranger. That light itself may directly quiet the amygdala, the small structure that handles threat. That's a single study, and it needs replication before anyone should lean on it hard. But if it holds, it means light isn't just information to you. Light is a sedative. And you've been on it your whole life, and you only notice when the dose stops. Here's the twist though, the one that reframes the whole thing. We treat the fear of the dark as the childhood fear, the one you're supposed to outgrow, the embarrassing one, the monster under the bed. Adults are supposed to be over it. But look at what actually happened to you. You didn't lose the fear, you just stopped being able to see the reason for it. There's a long-standing idea in psychology, usually credited to Martin Seligman, called prepared learning. The claim is that humans acquire certain fears with almost no instruction. Dark, heights, snakes, deep water. Because those things killed our ancestors for millions of years, so the wiring for learning them fast comes pre-installed. And we acquire others terribly. Nobody has to teach a child to be uneasy in a dark room. You have to teach them over and over for years to be careful near traffic, and cars kill vastly more people now than leopards ever will. It's a framework, not a proven law. 50 years of researchers have argued about it. But it explains something that otherwise makes no sense. Your fear isn't out of date because it's old. It's out of date because it's accurate, and you moved. You built the walls, you built the door, you built the streetlight and the deadbolt and the electric bulb that turned the 14-hour night into an inconvenience. You are living inside the most successful safety engineering project in the history of life on Earth, and it worked so completely that the alarm it was built to answer now looks like a malfunction. It isn't a malfunction, it's a receipt, so go back to that hallway. 2 in the morning, glass of water, lights off. That tightening in your chest is not weakness, and it isn't childishness, and it isn't your imagination. It's the last working piece of equipment from a world where your best sense shut down every night and the things that hunted you did not. It kept somebody alive, who kept somebody alive, who eventually kept you alive. It has one job, and it has never once been laid off. You just live somewhere. It has nothing to do. There's a skull in South Africa with 2 holes in it. You have the same skull. Yours is intact. Because 100,000 generations of people were afraid at exactly the right moments, and then, finally, one generation got to build a light switch. Reach out, turn it on, notice how fast the feeling goes.